So now I want to show you the bread and butter fills of this song. These are fills that are really easy, you don't really have to think about, and yet they add nicely to the song and they help move the song along from section to section. And so the first bread and butter fill is real easy. It's just one tom hit. Alright? Let me show you how it would fit into the feel of the song. Real simple, one hit, and yet it separates one section from the next. Alright, the next bread and butter fill that I want to show you is just about as easy. You're adding two hits to what I just showed you. Alright, and this is how it would sound in the feel of song. Alright, I finished that one on the low tom. You can also go do it on the high tom. What this does, again, it just moves the song along. It helps break up the song into sections, helps build into the next section, and yet it's really easy. It won't pull your attention away from the feel or the tempo of the song, and that's very important. So the next bread and butter fill we're going to do is a little bit more complex. If you find it too complex, set it to the side, come back to it later. But what we're going to do is we're going to work all components of this drum kit into it. We're going to have high tom, snare, kick, and low tom. We start on the high tom, snare, kick, low tom. Right? So the order is high tom, kick, snare, tom, tom, kick. And with that last kick we hit the cymbal. Alright, so alright, here's again, a little bit slower. Alright, so now here's how it would fit into the feel of the song. Alright, pretty straightforward. The last bread and butter fill I want to show you is easier than the one I just showed you. It's all on the snare, and yet it's a really great fill for driving up the dynamics to the next part of the song. Alright? So, it's basically this. Simple. You can do it for as long as it feels right. Obviously, you'd start a little bit sooner, depending on when you want the fill to come in. But let me show it to you real quick in the context of the song so you can get a better idea of how it fits in. Pretty simple. And the cool thing about that fill is, and actually all of these fills, is you can start with the fills, and then once you get a little bit more practiced, you can actually work other fills in different combinations. So let me show you a little bit more complex idea of that, where I'm working different fills together. This is maybe something you shouldn't try at home quite yet. It's not that complex, but it might be a little bit above where you're at, maybe a little bit higher than what we're wanting to work into our set yet. It'll give you something to work towards, something that you can try. And probably you'll get it right away, and that's awesome. But this will give you an idea of a little bit more complex feel. Again, what I'm doing is I'm taking one of those bread and butter fills and I'm just adding a little bit more complex component to it. So what I'm doing is I'm flamming, which is when you, this would be hitting together, this is flamming. When you separate the hits just ever so slightly, so it makes it two distinct sounds. And what I'm doing is I'm flamming the kick, the tom, and the snare. And it works in to be like a triplet. That's something, if you slow it down, it sounds like that. And so what I'm doing is I'm working that into the fill, I think it was the third fill that I showed you that was a little bit more complex, and it just adds just a little bit another layer to it. It just gives it a little bit more of that complexity, that depth. And the nice thing too is when you work the feel of the song into a fill, you can use the same fill and it gives a theme to the song when you change that fill up a little bit. You're using the same general fill, but you're changing it up. It gives you a definite theme as we work through the song. Alright, well that's all we're going to work on tonight, right now with Father Will You Come, what I encourage you to do is pull out the CD and practice to the actual recording. Also on YouTube, there's a really great live recording of Unhindered. If you go onto YouTube and you search Unhindered and Father Will You Come, it should come up with this live performance that they have on there. Also, I've linked to it on our YouTube page, which the YouTube page is www.youtube.com/students of worship. And what you'll do is you'll be able to go and you'll find that link and you can listen to the song. You can actually see the drummer playing, and it'll give you a good idea, something that you can aspire to, number one, but also something that you can really kind of study and look and see what's happening. So, let me know if you have any questions. Email me, call me, and I'll do my best to try to help you out.